Well, hopefully this update hits home for a lot of Valhalla fans. Assassin's Creed releases 1.32. So you have a situation that comes into it. Now the accompanied update that will be on consoles is the 4.20. My name is Mac with MacGyver7 channel, and today we'll be looking at what is updated. Roughly about 8 to 24 gigabytes, so make sure you have that available. And if you're newer to the network, hit that subscription button and accompany with the notification bell to get all the future updates that roll across my channel. So let's go ahead and scroll into it and see what is updated for the 5th of October. As we check out some of the bullet points is the game improvements, you can see that you can discover some of the Viking ages within the 19th of later on this month, and you have the Google Stadia graphics mode now has been added to upres. But as we dive a little deeper, let's see exactly what has been detailed as we have the different sizes for every console. Discover the Viking ages for as far as support. We're not going to allow cookies, because unless you can eat them in real life and have ice cream, then it's not fun. It's like the cake is a lie all over again. Freaking Portal. But as you can see right here, the bigger portion is Stadia, coming down to the graphics mode, which you have now a higher frame rate or quality. Switch between those situations, the priority of 60 or the image and the resolution. Miscellaneous, as it comes down to the post-launch inside of the skill nodes for the proper impact on Eivor status. Territory opportunities will no longer be revealed when inside of the exploration difficulties to Pathfinder. For as far as the difficulty to settings in the game sections, the update description for the Explorer and the difficulties, the correction in the aim assist inside of there for as far as the difficulty setting is now in the proper lane for as far as its utilization. If you need that, personally myself, I go just free. It's so much easier. Line it up, pull the trig, or release the drawstring. So looking at that situation for as far as the collapsing and the expanding for activities, for as far as pressing that button now works, and the cycling filters inside of there, and the entries and the bases and the expansions on top of that for as far as the visual overlays and enabling the cycling or filters based on expansions. Now game improvements, as they basically had advertised for main quest, you can see that there's some stuff for the Siege of Paris that comes down. The Wrath of Druids, Eivor could summon some of the mounts, and now having some of the damages inside of the Hidden Justice. You have the Avenge quest that's gotten like a better buff to it, as well as unable to the shelves to pick up some of the tier stones on top of the good ones. Now with the PC, there was a boss that didn't have the, I guess, workaround for like a GPU that had 6 gigs or below, but now they're working to have that. But if you all are plagued by some, I guess, bugs that are out there nowadays, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what the community has to show. As we continue on to some of the address portions for the river raids and the mastery challenges, there are some NPC knocks themselves for the expansion. You also had the portion with Eivor dies inside the river raid with the exit screen, cargo capacity coming to a lock of 200 regardless of the upgrade. New quest in the promote for as far as the sword and the Saints and George, for as far as what could come down to the not being completed now can be completed. Mission areas for as far as the river and the portion that continued for as far as the fog of war also on the river. Now you can see for as far as the some portions that were being not able to assist Eivor with opening doors in the river raids now have that, and the max portion of supplies are 1-to-1 now with the main quests. Now Eivor also shaking some of the portions for arriving in the river raid in the docks, not having the completion before, but now being there. Now the graphics, animation, and audio come down to a smaller list for numerous graphics, lighting issues, various animation issues, and the menu narration. Now the world addresses some stuff with the instances where Eivor and the NPCs or the long ship would get stuck, misplaced floating objects and text, as well as the gameplay that address for as far as the Wrath of the Druids, the Siege of Paris, some of the portions for the healing perks, scaling options for as far as certain circumstances players could buy extra resources by going to the merch in Francia, as well as you can see the numerous issues that have for as far as the harpoon ability, switching from the whistle on the D-pad. Now you can have that with an ease with the torch in between them there, and utilizing the D-pad properly. For as far as precision and the axe throwing, that also happened to be where enemies weren't getting their weak points. Now it is the exploration and the options for changing, and some of the custom pathfinders also came down to the dismount. And you can see that the water that Eivor had now has a proper graphical good portion. Now you can make sure that she can dismount in every single freaking environment, not just the solid flat ground. But for as far as the UI and the HUD, that was coming down to some nice issues, as the numerous UI HUD issues come down to they also buffed up with the colorblind mode issues, the keyboard like photos, suggested power levels that are taking, some of the scaling, nightmare difficulty option wasn't presented inside of the combat difficulty and launching a new game, autos and the assigned directly unusable, and some of the skills as well as the auto path not working really well. Now the system, for as far as some of the issues you can see inside of the Infinity loading and saving for completing the Siege of Paris. And you can see that Xbox Series X and S not recognizing the gamepad for mouse and keyboard. Performance and stability improving, some of those, as well as the address issues for the game freezing and the difficulty. So that's pretty much it for today's 4.20 in the Assassin's Creed. So get out there, have some fun. Definitely leave a comment down below for what you have to show and what is still out there, and what you would like to see the game expand into. I'll see you guys and gals in the near future. If you're newer to the network, you can always subscribe. It's absolutely free, helps me out as a creator, and if you do today, who knows? Maybe Ubisoft will continue to push out pretty cool festivals and all the other stuff, and I'll just be there to cover it. So I'll see you guys and gals in the near future. Stay safe, stay classy, and I'll see you there.